Hi guys, welcome back. And now it's the fun part. We're going to do the deposition of this dark blonde. And let's begin. Let me get my gloves. And I want to see if I could apply the dark blonde in 10 minutes or less. And this is an express application. So in under 15 minutes, I was able to get all these foils placed in her hair, which I'm really happy about. And so the foils and the dark blonde are going to process at the same time. And this is a huge time saver for people who are busy and they want to have the highlights and the base color all in one go. I feel like it's just better to just, like do both processes in one shot. So I have my dark blonde color cream right here. And then this is my catalyst, which is going to activate my dark blonde. And I'm going to move this bulky brush out of the way. I'm going to use this thin compact brush because I could cover more surface area and use less product. So I'm just mixing my dark blonde like so. And yes, even though it's a neutral color, nonetheless, do you see how it's turning violet in my bowl? So that's showing me that it's going to demolish all this yellow. And so what I do is, on the unfoiled hair, I just paint it on, like this. And all of this is going to be my dark blonde, the hair that's not in the foils. So she's going to have a mixture of the light and the dark blonde. So I'm using a level 7 color. Initially I was thinking about like the light brown, but then I said to myself, you know what? I spent over an hour bleaching her out and it would be a waste to make her go back to brown. And I feel like a dark blonde is the best alternative. And I feel like dark blonde is a great color for blondes who want to go a little darker for the winter. And I also feel like it's a great color for brunettes who want to go lighter, but they don't want to like go all the way like bleached out. So it's like that happy medium stepping stone color. So okay, I like to talk. So let's see if we can get this done in the most minimal amount of time possible. So let's begin. Let's do this. Okay, just saturating it. And okay, I can already see that the brassiness is already getting neutralized. And you know what I noticed is that this dark blonde is gonna look blonder on her because she's like a level 9 right now. If you were to bleach the hair to like more of a orangey yellow, it would look more light brown than it would dark blonde. So this is gonna be like a true like medium to dark blonde, like a level 7 or 8. And it's gonna be dark enough for the lighter blonde highlights to stand out even more, which is awesome. If you always hesitate between two shades, always choose the lighter one, because you could always go darker later, But going from dark to light is a little harder. And what I also like about going darker, especially for blondes, is that because you're depositing the pigment back, it also conditions the hair at the same time, because you know how like dry and fragile like the ultralight blondes can be at times. because you open the cuticle when you bleach the hair, and by depositing the color like a darker tint, you're like closing the cuticle, and that's what causes the hair to be a little softer and a little more conditioned. Okay, so we're doing really well. I'd say we're about 40% in. And also, I love doing the bowl and brush application because with less product, I could cover more of the surface area. And just so you guys can see what I'm doing, let me adjust the camera. Okay. Let me get this out of the way here. And hello! Okay, so you see how I'm taking like the underneath of her hair and I'm painting it with the dark blonde like this. Okay. So all this, you see this pocket of brassiness? This is gonna go bye-bye. Okay, 8 minutes in, we're doing awesome. We did the whole back. Her back is nicely saturated. And you see how her blonde is already deepening? Now let me adjust the camera and do the front. Okay. So now to give her a realistic root line, I am going to do a root melt on top right here. And now I'm going to work on this side before I go back and do the left side. So the foils are staying secure. I don't have to worry about them slipping, but I'm just painting it on, making sure that the underneath is also nicely saturated. And then this I see is a very harsh gold that needs to be fixed. And it's very typical. This is the exposed hair's underlying pigment when you just bleach it. So even if you get like a really nice bleach blonde, if you don't tone it, it looks good maybe the first couple of days, but then after the second or third day, that's when you really start seeing the harsh brassy tones. And so that's why the toners are always advised. Or like one of those like regular blonde colors on top of the bleach out. to give it a more polished appearance. So you could see I'm like saturating each strand of her hair. You know, okay. The ends need a little more. And okay. Now I'm moving on to this side. And yes, we will be able to make it. Let me just adjust the camera. So let's see, 4 minutes. I got 4 minutes. And so the color is going to take about 25 minutes to process, which will, and the highlights and the color are going to process together. So all I would have to do is rinse it, condition it, and then showcase the result, which is going to be awesome. And I already feel the texture of her hair improving tremendously because of the darker color. So we're not going to have to do an overnight deep conditioning treatment like I did on my ultralight blondes, which is awesome. Because, you know, I want to like see the result right away, you know, and sometimes like I have to be patient when I do those overnight conditioning treatments. Okay, so we're just painting the color, right? And to save time, we just raise the hair. We get her baby hairs right here. And let's see. Okay, so this hair, it's going to be my little low light right here. And then all of this is also going to get painted. So in just a little bit over 12 minutes, we were able to get all this dark blonde saturated, which I'm really happy about. And let me just run it through the ends just a little more. Okay, so in just under 12 minutes, do you see she's already a deeper and a deeper, nicer blonde, and it's just very rich and very caramely. So I'm going to let it process maybe about 25 to 30 minutes, periodically checking on the foils to avoid over processing. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for the finished result.